Hi, this is Mrs. Earhart, and today we are going to be drawing a palm tree sunset using the magic of linear perspective to create the illusion that you can walk right into the picture. So let's go ahead and get started. So now that I have it roughed out the way I want it, the next thing I'm going to do is come in with paint. Now, when you start with paint, it's best to work top to bottom and large to small. So I'm going to start with my large brush and I'm going to get some color to make a palm tree sunset. So I'm going to pick probably some pinks and oranges, some yellows, some warm colors to put into my sky. And then I'll come in and do my palm trees once I have my sky set up. It's also good to work light to dark, so I'm going to start with my lightest colors first, which will be my yellow. I'm going to put a little bit of that by the base of the trees, and then I'll come in with my darker colors as I make my way up to the top of the sunset. So here we go. So I do like to start with my lightest color first, and this is going to make my colors come out more pure. And then I'm going to blend it into my next color, which is going to be the orange. So I'm going to have a little bit of yellow fading into the orange. And the more water I use, the lighter my colors are going to be. The less water, the more intense my colors are going to be. A lot of times when I'm doing a sunset, I like to do wet into wet, but because I wanted really intense colors on this one, I made the choice to go with wet on dry. Because if I'm using the wet paint on dry paper, my colors are going to come out really intense. And I do love the Crayola watercolors because they do come out these really bright, intense colors that just look happy and fun in our finished painting. I get some nice orange in my sunset. And more yellow. Fill that in. Now I'm going to start blending my pink, because I do want a lot of pink in the sunset. And if you accidentally get a little bit of paint in your color that you don't want, you can come back in with a napkin and blot that out. Right, our palm tree sunset is almost complete. I need to add a little bit more color to this. I think I want to add some green to make the grass on either side of my sidewalk. I love flat brushes because they help you to do this very carefully. You could also use a piece of tape to make your edge really crisp if you have one. Now I need to make my street. I feel like I want it to have some blue in it, so I'm going to put some blue on the street before I add the black. Create the lines down the center of my street. Now that I have this beautiful street, I'm gonna layer over it with some black I've laid down the blue first because I wanted to show that layer of blue coming through my black a little bit. Now, when this is dry enough, I'll be able to come back in and add my palm trees. I do think, since it's sunset, I'm going to actually darken the grass by putting just a little bit of black over it to give it the feel that it's evening. So I'm doing this by adding just a light tone of gray on top of this green. I added more water, so it's not as dark as the black on the street. Now I think I'm going to add just a little bit of shading to the sidewalk. I'm going to do this by using quite a bit of water. I'll put a little bit of water in the lid and put just a tiny bit of black in it to make it gray. And this will gray up my sidewalk just a bit to give it a darker, softer tone for evening. Since my picture is a sunset scene. Now I just have to wait for it to dry to put in my palm trees. Alright, for the next part, I'm going to use a small fine tip brush to do my palm trees. So I'm going to come in with black to do the silhouettes of my palm trees. I'm going to start with my largest palm trees first. So I want to show a little bit of this palm tree trunk going off the page. And then I'm going to add my next palm trees. Right now I'm just adding in the trunks, so I'm going to add the tops. And once I get these laid out, I've lost some of my sketchy lines, but that's okay. I can kind of just make it up as I go along. And I gotta remember they're gonna get smaller as they go closer to the back and shorter. And also closer together. So I might start to see more palm trees in my line as they bend and arch over the road. I want to create that feeling that they're almost like waving hello as you drive through them. So I'm going to create, I think, a little bit of a curve to my palm trees so they appear to be bending in from the outside of the page. So with a very dry brush, I'm going to draw these little tiny ones all the way here in the distance. And some will be a little taller than others and may not exactly follow the line because they're palm trees and they do what they want. So they may not be exactly the same. Just try to make them a little thicker at the base and a little narrower at the top, and they should look pretty natural. And don't make them too straight because they kind of tend to curve and bend. Sort of like giant grass, which actually I think they are in the same family of. So. Giant palm trees, some are a little bit wobbly as they get tall. So I'm adding just a few more palm trees along the edge. I'm going to want to change to a more delicate brush. So for the tops of the palm trees, you can use a fan brush if you have one. If you don't have one, I recommend that you use a flat brush. Now I'm going to quickly finish off my palm trees. And again, if it gets to be too big, use a smaller brush. So this one is a much smaller flat. It will give me much better details. So I can come in and do my details. Get those fine little lines. All right, now we're going to finish off our trees with our dry brush technique with just some little spidery lines. Tiny ones at the very bottom. Thank you for drawing with us today. I really enjoyed making this beautiful piece with you guys. So please share your artwork with me. I would love to see it, and please join us next time. Take care. I'll talk to you later. Bye.